It's time for all the sirens.
Yeah, I guess it's time to start the show. Let's see, we got YouTube running and Rumble's in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now there's Rumble, I hope. There's the police just in time. Well, welcome to Fido Live 116, live from Boston. As you can tell by the police cars going by outside. Well, we are doing really well since the chief colorist has returned from her vacation, her hospital vacation.
I was going to say, that was not a vacation.
We are almost 4 weeks ahead, almost a month ahead. Amazing. Let me go over what the chief colorist hath wrought. This is Monday, the 7th of October. That's like 2 weeks away. Fido, Felicia, I've got a secret, a big secret. Aren't you curious? Actually, I'm tired of all the cat stereotypes. All right, that aside, we go into cold storage. And here is Felicia walking off a roof. Here is she in a washing machine. Now she's in a big tub with plugging in a toaster, and here comes Fido with a bucket of water. What doesn't kill me makes me curious. Become Felicia's comic strip. Here we have Wednesday. There's Dino and the cat litter box. Sounds coming out of it. Hey, Dino, it's us, Toxoplasma gondii. I'm not listening. Huh? Nothing. Oh, we thought we were friends. I'm not friends with brain parasites that live in cat poop. I've never been called that before. Everyone should know by this point the reason not to own a cat is because there is a dangerous brain parasite linked to schizophrenia in human beings in cat poop.
Oh, honey.
And well, that's why, if you're pregnant, a woman, they tell you not to change the cat litter box because, well, it's a dangerous parasite that we should not allow in our homes. Hey, here's the Thursday. Hey, I'm purposely trying not to say all right because I notice I say that too much.
Oh, really? Okay.
Here's the Thursday. How to tell if your girlfriend likes you. Mom, Dad, this is Boyach. How to tell if your roommate likes you. I turned on the exhaust fan in the bathroom after I was through, buddy. How to tell if your dog likes you. Where have you been? To the waggly tail. How to tell if your cat likes you. I shall not eat you today.
It's really the only way to tell.
And the Friday in the bar, of course. We have Fido, Dino, Bo, and Felicia. So they forced me to go to this stupid meeting, and the subject was alcohol is not the answer. So what is the answer? I don't know. What is the question? What causes short-term memory loss? Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, I like how the cheap colorist really made them look drunk in the coloring. Got like a little purple under Dino's eyes.
Okay, I was going to say that was sarcasm. You didn't like it.
Here's the Saturday. When they're asleep, cats conform to the shape of their environment. And you see how she's fitting in a box. She's on the edge of the couch, in the bed, flat on the table, on the coat rack, on the edge of the couch, on a stool, on Dino's foot, her ass in Bo's face while he's sleeping, and again on the arm of the couch. When they're awake, they shape their environment. She's pushing everything off the table. Hey, we had a ink spill on this one, and
Yes.
the chief colorist noticed that. What is that? Okay, here's our own little Rorschach test, everybody. What does that ink blot look like? And she says it looks like Fido being sad.
Like Fido on top of a mountain being sad.
Yeah. Can you see?
Like on top of a
There's
cliff.
his ear, there's his snout, there's the rest of the body, and even a little paw here. And actually, there's even a tail if you look really close.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's the Rorschach test segment of today's show. All right. Oh, I meant not to say that. Damn it. Now we have another week. I think we've just trudged on. This is the 14th of October. And Dino's on the floor. I still haven't done any of the background stuff, so there's still some stuff I have to do. I do a floor pattern. Mondays make me depressed. Is today a Monday? One day is pretty much the same to another to dogs. Cats are supposed to hate Mondays, but all days are the same. I suppose you two are right. I feel much better. Come on, we're going to be late for work, which of course she hates. I'm late for my nap. Good idea. No, actually, this one doesn't go on that pile. This one, a different pile. Hey, everyone, hold on. I gotta do some organization here. These go to this box temporarily, just to get out of the way. And this one, since I have to work on it, still have to record it. I'll put it separately. Here is the Tuesday. Also still needs work. Dino is on the floor with some paper towels just at the end of the roll. Fido, get me a towel so I can clean this up. What's this? A bathrobe? There aren't any towels. I took that from the bathroom. This is Jane's bathrobe. She's in there taking a shower. Yeah, she's probably going to want a towel. Think this paper towel will work? And he's dumping the robe out. He's dumping the robe out the window. Let's wait and see.
Terrible.
Here's the Wednesday. Fido is tied up. Mom, this dog followed me home. Can I keep it? Sorry, Fido. Mom says no. Have you considered a cat? I don't know. Do you know where you can find one? I'll tie one up for you. Here is the Thursday. Here you go, kid. Just like I promised, a cat of your very own. This one's ugly and it smells bad. Can I have a cute one that doesn't stink? They're cats. That's how they all are. And this one can go back to the cheap colorist because she hasn't finished.
Nope. I was just gonna say, did I finish that one?
No. Oh, here is I almost said all right. Here's the Friday, which she hasn't finished either. And we still have the same kid.
Give me a break.
No.
Oh.
We're 3-4 weeks ahead. My mom will never let me have a pet. I can't wait till I grow up. Then I'll do what I want to do. Pounding the table. Here, kid, take this goldfish. Wow. That was uncharacteristically nice of you. I'm just knocking out future supervillain competition. And the kid who never had a pet might grow up to be trouble. Here is Monday the 21st, another new week.
Another new week?
Yeah. Cat owners have higher rates of depression and anxiety than dog owners or people without pets. And that's an actual survey you can look up at YouGov. You look like a happy guy. I sure am. Here, you need a cat. Oh, wow, this is my lucky day. You can just call me Mr. Lucky. 2 days later. Oh, what are you doing here? Cat returns. Mr. Lucky killed himself.
Oh, no. No, I don't think I've heard that one.
There you go.
Fido.
It is Tuesday, the 22nd.
Vetoed.
Dino and Bo are playing chess. And Fido's coaching. Take out his queen. How am I supposed to do that? Well, she's a lonely lady. Buy her a drink, make her laugh. Maybe she'll say yes to you. That doesn't work for me in the real world. And let's check out the chess position here. Well, it looks like he's captured both of the knights and both of the bishops. And Bo has also captured both of the knights and one bishop, a bunch of pawns. We have Bo is playing black, so there's Bo's queen right there. There's Dino's queen, also his bishop. Here's a couple of rooks. He's got these rooks stacked up here, but that's just what is that?
Extra pieces?
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Oh.
I think that's just a pawn because that's a that's a rook back there. Anyway, there's Dino's king, Bo's king. Well, you can figure out the chess position later.
Have you told the chat crowd how you would be with chess?
Oh, yeah, many
times.
We have the wife and I have a constant, the chief colorist and I have a constant chess game going.
Yeah, you just gave it away. Chief colorist is your wife.
Here is Wednesday. Fido and Bo. I completely accept the blame and I'm sorry. What did you do? Why dwell on the past? What's important here is that I know what I did wrong, and my past actions fill me with shame and remorse, and I'm resolved to be a better dog and not do it again. Good dog. Thanks. Now get rid of the police. Hiding behind the couch. All right, send that one to the chief colorist. There's Thursday, the 24th. What's this couch made of? Leather. It smells funny. Well, leather is cow skin. Really? How did they get the cow to give you their skin? Shut up and eat your hamburger. And we'll put Thursday into the chief colorist's hands. Now, here's what we're working on today, Friday the 25th. We're getting closer and closer to Halloween. We have a guy dressed in a superhero suit and a cat boss. What's with the costume, pal? I'm looking for some supervillain called the cat boss. I suppose you're going to bring him to justice. No, I'm going to pound the stuffing out of him. Where is he? At the end of the bar, thin, balding guy with a funny mustache. Sending him to Dino. So, but we'll probably be inking this today. I'll get back to it later. I was kind of shocked by how much the character kind of looks like The Rock inadvertently. But I suppose any bald muscle guy kind of looks like him after a while. And we're actually going to be doing drawing today, which we haven't done in a long time. I'll just read the joke out to you so you can figure it out. Fido, okay, this is Felicia saying, Fido is helping me to be a better pet. Someday a cat will be considered man's best friend. And Dino says, does that mean you'll stop trying to eat us? You won't fit in the oven. And Fido whispers in her ear, I mean, don't be silly. I'd never eat you. So we got to draw this one today. Let's see if we can get Irving on camera one to zoom in a little bit closer.
Of course we can. The best internet zoomer in our
yeah. And we'll hope that somehow I'm going to use a darker than usual pencil for my
drawing.
Yeah, just so that I can, perhaps you'll see it. This is a Statler. So it's a little bit darker than the usual Dixon Ticonderoga that we would use, but not as dark as my beloved Blackwings, which are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, as you all know, as you all know, cartoonists are the dirtiest, filthiest creatures on the face of this planet. So I must wear this, a glove, to keep me from getting any of my filth onto this beautifully clean piece of Bristol board. And I also like to put down a piece of paper to inspire me and also keep me from making any smudges. So what's in our stack of stuff today? It looks like Francis Ford Coppola's Megalopolis. Unfortunately, it's not going to be as successful as he hopes it would be.
Sad, though.
It's sad because Francis sold his winery to finance this thing. Never finance your own films. Imagine if Kathleen Kennedy had to finance Star Wars. I think they probably would have been higher quality, but there wouldn't be as many of them either.
I know.
Yeah, actually might have been a good thing.
But Francis Ford Coppola, that's kind of depressing. I mean,
and well, since we had to speak of Kathy Kennedy, let's talk about what's going on with Disney this week. They've started using AI for their posters, which people have noticed, because if you look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There's a sixth finger there.
Listen, we have to have representation, and there may be a six-fingered person watching.
Yes. Well, what can we say about Thunderbolts, except for why is there an asterisk in front of Thunderbolts? Well, they've dipped into the MCU chum bucket of superheroes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters, none of which we liked. People might remember Envy's Nest over here. This is the Taskmaster from Ant-Man and the Wasp, but she also played Envy's Nest in Star Wars. They're trying so hard in the MCU and Marvel and Disney to make this woman into something. It's funny. The Russian Captain America character. This is the replacement for Black Widow. I have no idea who that is. This is the John Walker, the disgraced Captain America, and I have no idea who the sixth finger mutant is either. And there's Bucky Barnes, the Universal Soldier. So they've just assembled what's left, what remains of the MCU, and it's coming out. Careful who you assemble. It's the Marvel Universe's own Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Actually, can I use that word? Because it is the name of a film. We're not supposed to use the S word on YouTube. But
I don't know if you can use it. In
we can't really call them the self-deletion squad, can we? So, and good news.
Suicide.
And good news, the Rey Star Wars film, tentatively titled The Chosen One, has been canceled. So Kathleen Kennedy is probably done with Lucasfilm. We can only hope. It seems to be the case. We'll remember one of her finest works, The Acolyte, which of course contained these three men with these 4 lightsabers in a broom. You remember these characters from that famous television show, The Acolyte, because they were absolutely in it. Marvel, I still think there's time for you to hire the forensic accountants and go in there and try to get some of your money back. Because I know she didn't spend 200. What is it up to now?
Wasn't it like 200 million?
I think so. I think the reason why I have this here is I made some note that they have reappraised what this thing costs, because they keep on going back to Great Britain to get more tax refunds from them. The poor British people. Now let's go into the video game world. Star Wars Outlaws has really not done well, and Star Wars was they had planned this around the time when they still thought they were doing a good idea, and they were hoping if this was a big success, well then Star Wars would pivot toward video games, because video games are a big market. But it's been about as successful as some of the other stuff. This is Bethesda's Starfield, and also Bethesda has an Indiana Jones film coming out, which seeing how we have pictured here is Edward Curtis, one of the developers. He's a senior narrative designer. We have the opportunity to bring Indiana Jones to a modern audience. Tell a new story. And what I pointed out was the woman who, this is what's the state, this is in like the early 1930s, and she's got like a modern haircut. And carrying on in the gaming world, Elder Scrolls 6, which has been 18 years in development, might be coming out in another 6 years. This poor guy who runs Bethesda Studios. Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft. But I swear, as from Heels versus Babyface is living in this guy's head rent free. As did that rant a while ago on Starfield about pronouns.
Yeah.
And apparently the big problem with Skyrim 6, which I don't know what the title's going to be, Elder Scrolls 6, is that they're going to have plastic surgery scars from transitional surgery.
Oh, God.
So,
I don't care if you have it. Like, you know,
scars are cool. In fact,
not cool.
and in fact, let your audience decide whether those scars are from having breasts removed or penises removed. Not.
Yeah, that's true. You have to say.
Why do you even have to?
Scars.
Right. In this particular climate, just fire that person who made that promo video. So we're worried. Bethesda's big problem is the engine. I think it's called the creative engine that they used for Starfield is going to be the same engine they're using for Elder Scrolls 6, and it didn't work on Starfield. They struggled with it there. Everyone's saying Bethesda, you got to get a new a new engine to run this game. I feel bad. Bruce Nesmith, that's the guy who has got a free apartment back of his skull. Oh, and Concord, last but not least. Now, they say that this game lost 200 million. No, not so fast. The original studio was a Fire something.
Fire was the name of the studio, or there wasn't.
No. The original studio is called Fire something. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But they spent 200 million developing it. Then they sold it to Sony, and Sony says, this game is almost ready. We just got to tweak it a little bit. And Sony then spent $200 million. But Sony had already spent $300 million buying the studio. So let's do some math here. Fire spent $200 million. And then Sony bought the studio for $300 million. And then added another $200 million to finish the game, which is apparently it's still buggier than the Mississippi swamp. So that's why they had to cancel it, amongst other reasons. But also, Sony had like merchandise. There's a controller, a special little Concord controller for Sony's PlayStation. And they were planning on a TV show, animated cartoon. If you look here, game overview, this season 1, season 2, and they have space here for what looks like SEA. So I think that might be season 3. It's just not on this page.
Wow.
They were planning on doing so much with Concord, and it's gone. It's over. So maybe 500 million, but that doesn't include the merchandising and whatever the hell they've done for the TV show. So usually movie studios can get away with having these massive flops, but the reason why Bethesda is so worried about Skyrim 6 is that Bethesda can't take another flop. That will bury the studio.
It's almost at the point where the movies can't.
Well, Disney's out of money. That's why they're firing people. Hey,
yes.
Could you tell me who this is? Look on your screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't see.
There we go.
There we go.
You tell me who that is.
P-Ditty?
Well, it's the Joker. It's Heath Ledger's style for the Joker, but actually, yes, this is P-Ditty. You know, since
you realize that the words P-Ditty were on there.
Okay. Since all this stuff has come up, every clip of Diddy being weird has resurfaced. But it appears he's been weird all the time.
He has been weird for
Halloween, 2022, I think it was. He went out on the street with his gang, dressed as the Joker, with a machine gun and a working flamethrower. And I guess when the fire department arrived, he climbed on the fire engine to try to sell some of his brand alcohol. This is not the Diddy juice that he's got here in this frame. This is some sort of cognac or something like a Hennessy. The Diddy juice I feel so bad for. Sirac. Well, who's ever going to buy Sirac now after all the stories of him putting roofies in girls' drinks? So
yeah, but he probably put it in like Diet Coke too, you know.
And there's stories have surfaced about Diddy on old Conan O'Brien shows. Let's see if I can find the exact. Okay, Diddy said that his parties are a little kinky, and then jumped back to giving tips on how to run a Diddy party. You need a lot of heat. Don't have no air conditioning. Heat affects the alcohol, and everybody also gets a little more comfortable and loose and builds up a nice sweat. By the point, Conan's feeling kind of nervous. He's like looking for a commercial break, and he says, "And you got to have good music. You need me, of course." And where's the bit about pretty men and pretty women? But yeah.
Oh, did he?
Oh, and you got to have locks on the doors.
Oh, jeez. He didn't say that, did he?
Yeah.
He said that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. You
Yes,
know,
pretty close.
it took him this long to take him down. I mean, I can see maybe the public not understanding what was going on, but it sounds like there were a lot of people who knew what was going on.
Well, amongst the people who really knew what was going on, I guess we have to say was 50 Cent. You know, remember 50 Cent's famous for posting all these wonderful things. I ain't saying nothing, but something ain't right. 50's funniest bit was about Puff asked him to go shopping, and then Puff was able to recover pretty well, saying, "Well, I thought he needed new clothes, the way he dresses, that sort of thing." But Puffy, well, 50 Cent's been on Puffy for a long time. Puffy posted a photo of himself riding a bike in Central Park, and 50 Cent tweeted, "Diddy was spotted riding in Miami today." Oh, it's Central Park, Miami. Look at his bicycle seat, and he turned up the bicycle seat. So, yeah, part of 50 Cent's act is he trashes other people, and he really doesn't like Puffy.
No,
But who else has been dragged into the whole Puffy thing besides Jennifer Lopez, who apparently carried a gun for him in that nightclub shooting, and he also had the girl he beat, Cassidy, carry a gun for him. So Cassie. So that's something he does a lot. But not only has J-Lo been dragged into the whole P-Ditty lifestyle, but also Taylor Swift has been brought into the whole P-Ditty life.
It's kind of weird.
Well, I don't know.
She's an angel.
A 35-year-old woman with, well, no children? Of course she's not involved in Diddy parties. I don't know. I think part of the reason why Taylor Swift has gotten any plaque at all is because she mentioned Trump. She took a political stand.
That old.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe that people who are 20 years younger than I am are that old.
Well, let's get to work here. I already did a little thinking here, and Dino has to be on the left with the dog and cat on the right. And usually Dino's position would be sitting on the floor playing a video game. So what we'll do is we'll put Dino somewhere up around here, I'm guessing. And then the dog and cat over here. Now I'll draw a perspective background. I guess we'll do the eye level of the dog and cat as our horizon. So I'll make 2 vanishing points from here to here. And we're going to decide that the edge of the couch is about there. So if Dino's butt is down about there, there's his torso. We'll do a perspective line here, connecting that dot and that dot to get the floor of the couch. And also use perspective, if that's Dino's left knee. Over here would be Dino's right knee. We'll just draw the leg out. Perspective to get the length of the leg. So he's sitting on the floor here with the video game console in his hand, my controller in his hand, at the start of this conversation. So there we go. And I guess hemisphere's head. I do a hemisphere cross on the oval that is the head. And so we know that right there in the center is the nose. There's his fruity little mustache. And he'll be looking somewhere over here where the dog and cat is. I don't need his eye level right now. I can erase that later, but at least now it gives me an idea of what he looks like. Now, over here, we're going to have to do the cat shrine. Everyone might remember that on the right next to where Dino sits is the cat litter box, which I'm sure smells wonderful. It's just Dino. It's why Dino is such friends with the Toxoplasma gondii brain parasite that's in the cat poop. He sits next to it all day. So we'll draw the cat litter box using just perspective. And we know that right next to the cat litter box is Felicia's shrine to herself. At one time, humans used to worship cats, and well, cats haven't forgotten that. So we'll draw the picture frame. That's just leaning against the wall. Perspective it out. And somewhere in the foreground here, we have to put Fido and Felicia. Looks like there's plenty of room to do that. There's the back of the couch. And imagine that the top of the couch would be about up there. Let's get the perspective of the couch arm. If anyone remembers, our couch is that and that. Most of it's hidden behind Dino. Cushion be about right there, and that wooden piece in the bottom. Let's just do some quick lines so we know where everything is. And one of the problems is the eraser doesn't work on this pencil whatsoever, so I probably should keep a Ticonderoga nearby so I can do some erasers. And somewhere here should be where Felicia is. Now, we're going to look for scale. The cat's body is generally a little bit smaller than the human body. It's still making it a large cat, but if I made her any smaller, she would just...
Chief colorist wouldn't be able to color.
Chief colorist wouldn't be able to do her job at all. So Felicia is about right there, and we'll have Fido standing back. Let's do some perspective work here, because Fido is a little bit shorter than Felicia, but he is in the foreground. So he will appear to be a little bit larger. Yeah, let's cut him off there. And if one has their legs splayed like that, I like to have the other one to have their legs together better. For some reason, they're both standing the same way. They look like they're mirroring each other, and a dog and a cat will purposely stand differently so as not to mirror one another. Let's get some erasing done here just to get some of the background out of the way. Nothing gets too confusing. All right, and Alicia is, I said all right. Damn it, I got to stop saying all right.
All right. So you'll be all right. You just need to start saying all right.
And what's good about the design of the cat here is even when it's saying the most evil thing in the world, you just sort of have the same bright eyes, happy look that gives you the idea that it's innocent. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more for the audience at home because I'm looking at the screen. Things could be seen better, I suppose. Okay, Felicia has the 1, 2, 3 tufts of hair there. And let's say we have her with a point. Someday cats will be considered man's best friend. This hand is just going down. Fido here in the background. I guess he's tired of this.
He's had enough.
He's had enough. Not only does he not really even want to be the cat's, help her be a better pet. He just doesn't think it's possible. So it looks like Fido is the same size as Felicia. That's only because, the perspective is telling me I've got to do that. But I'm thinking I'm going to break the rules of perspective here. As Fido's got to be noticeably shorter than Felicia. Let's redo that. We'll put the top of his arm there. Yeah, that looks better. Even though I'm sort of breaking the rules of perspective here, they're guidelines. Call me a rebel. How's that?
You're a rebel.
Let's put J-Lo over here because I'm tired of looking at Diddy. Hey J-Lo, how you doing? I had to put a bra on her last time we used her because, well, she was topless in this particular. Last time we spoke of J-Lo is because she'd had her fantastic sci-fi film where she rode around in that mecha warrior. And let's just get the cat's feet on here. And don't forget the tail. Let's see. Let's get a little wave to the cat's tail because she's being
Sure.
a little mischievous. See, when a dog wags his tail, it's because he's happy. But when a cat wags his tail, that means you're going to bleed. Okay, let's put that aside. Second panel. That's just roughing. Now you go in there later on and fix the lines. I still do have to put over here the photo of the cat in the shrine. She's standing at, she's here with the two fingers up, peace symbol, and a halo. All right, there's a cat shrine. Second panel. Does that mean you'll stop trying to eat us? And she says, you won't fit in the oven. I could do the same exact thing here, but let's do a zoom in. J-Lo, where you going? Come back. She's trying to run away on us. She's trying to run away like she did that night when she carried P-Ditty's gun and shouldn't.
Oh.
It's problem. P-Ditty is knocking her off the table. Let's get P-Ditty out of here. He's always been a problem in her life. So apparently, there are videos of J-Lo doing things that have destroyed her relationship with Ben Affleck. Now, I don't want to say anything bad about my boy Ben because
He's a Boston guy.
Well, no, if there's ever a Fido animated cartoon, I want Ben Affleck and Matt Damon to play Dino and Bo. I want Ben to be Dino, and I want Matt Damon to play. Ben to play Bogash, and I want Matt Damon to play Dino.
Yeah.
But so I got to be really nice to these two guys. So I won't comment whatsoever about the rumor that sex tapes with Diddy what destroyed the loving relationship between Ben Affleck and J-Lo. But that's currently what the rumor is.
Well, okay.
He
Do you think it was the actual existence of sex tapes?
Okay, I know where you're gonna go here.
Where am I gonna go?
Did he think she was a virgin when they got together?
I wasn't gonna go there really, but I was gonna go with
If you should have met me many years before.
before you. If you wanted the numbers to be different, you should have met me years ago.
Why? How many men have you had?
No, not J-Lo. I said no. I mean, why is it just the existence that there's sex tapes? Because I'm sure there's a sex tape or two with Ben somewhere.
I would bet. I tend to doubt it. I don't think I would. Okay, I would bet that there are 0 Ben Affleck sex tapes.
Oh, there's no way to prove it, but I would take that.
Okay. We will. If there are Ben Affleck sex tapes, someone tell me about it. I would be willing to bet that there are no such things. J-Lo, I'm going to have to put you aside for a second. We need to do.
Long?
Yeah, J-Lo. we need to do another perspective thing. So I'm going to say the horizon line is about here. Actually, let's put it up a little bit. We'll use Felicia's nose on that side. I'm going to make a dot over here. So for perspective on the left edge of Felicia's nose, I'm just going to do a line here for Dino's shoulder and a line down here around where Dino's hips would be. So I'll have to remember when I'm drawing the legs. This leg now apparently will not appear at all, so I can erase it completely. I need a more dependable eraser.
You do?
I do. What do we got? Somewhere around here. There we go. The box of Dixon Ticonderoga. Now, another problem I have with this pencil, they put a layer of oil on the eraser, so I've got to rub it off somewhere. I know there will be oil on it. All right, so we know that leg probably won't appear in this video. The couch is completely behind Dino. Probably will just peek out a few spots, but I've got to draw it anyway. And there's a cushion there, a piece of wood. Let's draw those lines so we know where they are. One, two, and 3. And if there are any Ben Affleck sex tapes, please, I hope Matt Damon's not in them.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to get these guys to work for me. Yeah, that's going to happen.
Oh, that's not the first time they've heard that joke.
I hope not.
Or a joke like that.
Man. So we've zoomed in here a little bit more. So you might notice so everyone's a little bit larger. Let's draw the litter box. Let's go down about there. Edge of Felicia's nose. And boom. Boom. So I've got an idea for a very Fido Christmas special.
Okay.
The plot of it being after giving Felicia such a hard time, Mrs. Abraham downstairs, the landlady, has decided that there shall be no dogs allowed in the building. So Bo has to get rid of Fido, but Fido instead dresses up as a cat to disguise himself so he can stay.
Oh.
And he does so in the crudest way. It's just a simple, his cat mask is, I think I got him here. There we go. He just does a cat mask like that, and that works. So Dino, who is overjoyed at learning that Fido is being kicked out, runs downstairs to tell Miss Abraham that Fido is actually the new cat.
Mm-hmm.
No, the new cat is actually the dog that is not supposed to be living there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Abraham says, "Oh, who are you? Well, you're not on the leash, young man. You have to go too." So now Dino has to disguise himself as a cat in the same way.
Uh-huh.
And then Felicia comes upstairs to give them cat lessons. And then we're able to get into all of our cat jokes about how awful cats are in real life.
I, for one, have never said cats were awful.
It's the theme of the damn comic strip. Dog, not to have pets.
Just because I color it doesn't mean I agree with all of it. Listen, you're alienating a good part of your fan base.
So in amongst this entire storyline, we have to do a Christmas special. And when it was originally written, there were such things called shopping malls.
Now, a shopping mall, you say? What is that?
Like newspapers, shopping malls don't exist anymore. So I don't. Yeah.
Do their place you don't want to go to.
Yeah. So I don't quite know how we're gonna rectify that. Perhaps we'll be able. Well, I'll have to go in and rewrite it, making jokes about what's this place called? It's a mall back in the 80s. kids used to hang out. And yeah, we'll have to rewrite the whole mall segment. All right, there's the litter box. There's the couch. Yeah, we got everything. I'll put that aside. And Alicia is still standing in about the same position, but since we've moved in closer, she's got to be larger. And we know that her torso is about the size of the litter box, as we've seen over here. And it comes up to about there on the couch, then the neck, and the head. And we can still keep her feet like that. Let's see how that works with the perspective. Angle, yeah, good. And that will be that. And too high. And you won't fit in the oven. It's just like something she instantly comes up with rather than something she's thought about. Fido's job being in teaching her how to be a better pet is to, I think I made her head too small. Yep, I made her head too small. Fido's job in teaching her to be a better pet is to have her think before she speaks.
Which is a valuable lesson.
Some of us think before we speak. All right, I'm looking at what I've done over here. So her head will come from here to about there. So actually, here it is. Should be considerably larger. Let's see how it looks. Oops, I think that's too small. All right, let's get this. There we go. Like, don't be silly. You won't fit in the oven. And how should, let's see where we, this is really isn't a cartoon character. This is an actor. Now, how would the actor, yeah, I think it's best if she's like doing a hand wave. Oh, don't be silly. You won't fit in the oven. She's got both paws up like this, like silly human. I'll never eat you. It's too hard. It was easier, she'd eat him. And Fido's, let's see, still there. It's good that we zoom in a little bit more so you get to see the characters better. Top of Fido's head is roughly the height of a third of the way down her nose of her snout. And let's check the Fido character for perspective. His shoulders should go there. His hips should go there. Let's the heel there, toe there, toe there. So, all right. And always draw the haunches. That way you know he's a dog. I can get away with drawing like the straight legs on the cat, but a cat does also have these you call them hamstrings?
Yeah. Shins.
The back of their legs, hind leg. And Fido character, now his eyes are open a little bit. He's saying, "Oh,
Go. Ay, caramba.
and we'll do the arm. That, bing, bing, bing. Like, you made a mistake there, cat." Now, here's a tough one because I have to have Fido whispering in Felicia's ear. Why don't we draw the room? And we're going to pull back the camera again. A lot of camera movements because the characters themselves aren't moving. If the characters don't move, you're going to move the camera. Let's say we're going to bring the horizon line up to Dino's eye level for this one. Because why not? And I'm going to guess that the edge of the couch is going to be about right there. We can do the actual thing of Fido pulling Felicia aside to whisper in her ear. Bada boom. Bada bing. I think that's a little bit too small. Let's erase some of these wrong lines. Okay, there's our couch. Now the top of the cushion's about right there, and then that wooden board there. I think I've shown you in the past the actual model that we referenced for the couch.
Mm-hmm. I've got a copy of it too.
And bingo. That. And that. Now I'm going to feel that the couch is about that deep. Let's draw the little box. We should remember that there are feet underneath the couch so that the floor level is actually down here. There's the bottom of the little box, which will be erased because we don't need that line, but it's just there so we know where it is. A lot of this is just by feeling, but also using the vanishing points to help make our job easier. And okay, there is the little box and the cat shrine should be about right there. And height-wise, it's about up there. Also, what I've got to remember that there are usually underneath the cat shrine here, there are usually these lit votive candles.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I place them, I got to be sure to place them identically wherever they're seen. So we see this first candle is underneath the cat's elbow.
Mm-hmm.
And the second candle is about equal here. And I might draw more candles later on, but who knows? So we're pretty sure when we draw this third panel, the candles will probably be off frame. So that's good. We don't have to draw them again. I should also remember that back here somewhere behind the little box is the top of the baseboard. So we have the room more or less drawn. Let's finish off the back of the couch for the hell of it. And we know the cushions are about, we'll say that wide. Oh, Dino's in here somewhere. There's his butt. His head is just above the height of the couch. Neck, torso. And let's have him stretch out his legs a bit in this one. So the knee will be way out here. Get a perspective on that. There to there. Okay, there's Dino. Just erase the stuff behind him so we don't have that much confusion. And he's looking at them because that statement, "you don't fit in the oven," has gotten his attention. And the cat will have been pulled back so the dog can whisper in its ear. Let's do I'm going to do a line here that's got a slight S to it. So there's the cat's body, and its torso has been pulled in this direction. Consultation purposes. He feels a little large, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. She does. Let's cut down that body size a little bit. He's not a Maine Coon, not a Maine Coon cat. And want her head to be tipped up a little bit because Fido's whispering in her ear. "Hey, dummy, don't say that." So Fido's mouth will be right here on her ear. You can do a straight line for him. And one hand is up here to shield what he's saying in the whisper, and the other hand has grabbed her by the shoulder. So you get the general impression that it's a whisper. And the cat's feet are below the panel, but we'll draw them anyway. And that's more or less what we're going for. Final panel. Punchline is she's already turned back to him and saying, "I mean, don't be silly. I'll never eat you." And I think what would be cool is if I mirror the first panel. So they're the same size, it's the same thing. So it's like return to set, even though you probably won't notice that. That's what I'm going for. So in order to recreate this, I've got to figure out where say about 2 5/8 up is where the vanishing point was. So we do 2 marks at about the same height where the old vanishing point was. And I'm going to measure over for the edge of the couch. And what's great about this ruler is I see the edge of the couch is right there. So I know it's right there on the ruler. And I want the same height for the bottom there. It looks like it's about at the 6.5 tick mark there. And we'll try our best to recreate this exact frame. How high is that? I'm just going to measure using the tip of the pencil and my middle finger here. So tip of the pencil, middle finger. That's about the height of the couch from that point. Let's get this over here. About right there. Come back to us, J-Lo. It's been so long since we've seen you, Miss Lopez.
Did you miss her?
Not really. I've never been a big fan.
Of J-Lo?
Not really. But no, I don't have anything against her. Yeah, just of all the Fly Girls, was she indeed the most talented? Hey, I screwed up on this line. Let me erase some of my marks here so I'll know which is the vanishing point. This is the vanishing point I want to use right over here. That gives me a completely different perspective of the world. The use of the perspective line is that's where the artist puts the audience. He tells the audience that's where you are. To see any other cartoonist in the world would just get a piece of tracing paper and trace that panel. No, I can't do that. I've got to redraw it again. Using this ruler to measure, we know that the around 40. Yeah, see that mark that says 40 on that ruler? If I put that 40 right down there, that's the width of the couch.
Okay.
And litter box now. Now, for everyone drawing this comic strip at home, be sure not to screw up your vanishing points like the cartoonist just did.
Oh no.
Because then you have to erase. And erasers generally make your paper dirty.
They do.
They do. Okay, how wide is the litter box? It's at 20. It's at that 22 on the ruler. So let me drag all the way over here. And there's 22 and a half on the ruler, and that's the litter box width. Let's finish off the litter box. And still somewhere over here is the shrine to the cat.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget the baseboard. Let's draw Dino again. Now, looking over to the left at the first panel, it looks like his torso is about that big, and his head is about that big. But this time his legs will be straight out, so we can actually help us with that. We can get the vanishing points from there to there. Are where his legs are. Bingo, and bingo.
Bingo, bingo.
Let's get the shoulders in the proper perspective. And we're going to put his hands on the floor because he's completely given up on his video game. I'm guessing he's playing Skyrim, or he Dino is definitely not playing Starfield or that new Star Wars game with Man Solo.
Okay, but what's the one you just mentioned? I don't think I've heard of it.
Elder Scrolls 5
Elder Scrolls.
is called Skyrim.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I have heard of Elder Scrolls. I just,
Yeah.
that was these.
The cartoonist himself doesn't play any video games because, well, he has to draw a cartoon. He has to draw a comic strip. I don't have time for freaking video games. But I do leave them on YouTube nearly all day long while I'm working just to have noise in the background. And I do enjoy the guys like Az from Heels versus Babyface, or Mauler, or the Critical Drinker when they play, or Gary from Nerd Erotic, who's a well-known gamer. And you know, I hear he once owned a comic book store.
No, he didn't.
Oh, perhaps that's the rumor on the street. I can't back that up.
Oh, why wouldn't he ever mention it?
It's sort of like that lawyer F. Lee Bailey. Don't ask him what university he went to. He'll tell you. Let's see. Cat is still in the same position. Feet. Now this time I'll have the cat's feet turned completely toward Dino. He's completely open. Don't be silly. Arms. I mean, don't be silly. I'd never eat you.
Mhm.
And we'll put Fido back in his starting spot, which was right there too. Yeah. Okay, now the Fido actor. Should he be looking at Felicia or maybe looking off? Yeah, I'll have him. I think it's funnier if Fido is sort of like looking off screen, looking up, like whistling, whatever, just sort of. Yeah, that went well.
Problems there.
Hmm. Yeah, that went well. Let's pull back on Irving's camera here a bit. Oops, closing the iris. Come on, Irving. Beautiful. And word balloons. Everyone remember, they're just parentheses. And this might seem unnecessary, but I do like to put the word balloon in now so that I remember who's talking.
I wouldn't think that was unnecessary. That's very necessary.
Mm. And no, you won't fit in the oven. And this is, does that mean you'll stop trying to eat us? Now, this can go on a curved word balloon arrow because I think it works. I could do a straight arrow, but I generally use a straight arrow when you're punctuating the punchline, you're doing a sharp word. In this case, no, you won't fit in the oven. I think it works better having a sharp arrow rather than a curved arrow. It's just something that makes me happy.
Why we do this?
Well, to make me happy. That's why we're here. And see how easy it is? Anyone can make a word balloon. All you gotta do is you gotta plant that edge of your hand down on the table and make an arc. Oh. Okay, Felicia's saying both of these panels. Now, I could have had all this in one word balloon, but then that's too much reading. If you break up sentence in their own word balloons, people don't think they're reading that much. And
Gotcha. So you're trying to trick the
we're
reader.
trying to trick the reader into thinking this is far less talky than it really is. That is the end of the penciling today. I've got to go back with a darker pencil and do the finish line, but that's what the rough penciling looks like.
And you thought you wouldn't have much to do. You're so far ahead.
Yeah, well, usually I do this in an assembly line process. So by Tuesday, I like to have everything written and just the rough lettered out on each page and have all 6 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But since I'm so many months ahead, I'm much more relaxed and I'm literally writing it, putting it on paper, and drawing it, and doing them almost one at a time. Just because there's no deadline. Well, let's take this one back up and we'll get some inking done. How are we on time? We're looking at 1 hour and 9 minutes. Let's get a little bit of inking done. We haven't done inking in a while. Everyone at home, smoke them if you got them. Remember? Remember, kids, you too can be cool like a cartoonist.
No,
All you need is a little tobacco.
no. Bad cartoonist. Go lay down.
Where is there are my brushes? Well, let's choose a brush for today. We're doing some character inking, so we want something with a bit of a point to it. Something like that would probably be nice. Now that one might look like it's ratty as hell, but believe it or not, I can probably pull that into a point. Let me take. Ooh, this brush has that white tip on it, which tells me that I only want to use it for lettering. Okay, I'm gonna pull this brush out of my butt.
Ew.
Use this brush instead. Yeah, I noticed. You notice there are a bunch of squirrel pubic hairs just sticking out in the sides. That's usually a bad thing.
Bad sign.
These brushes are getting ratty.
Again, on another note, just a pic.
Well, the problem being, some of my newest brushes are garbage. Let's see, do I have any examples of them? You can't always be sure to get a good point. I mean, look, this is a nearly unused brush. And look at the difference in points. This point is twice as long and as luscious as this piece of work. So not every brush is made alike, which is fine. And what we're looking for here is female squirrels, because the male squirrels really seem to screw up the pubic hair. I don't know why. Must be a boy thing. Yeah, I just cannot get that little bit of hair from back in line. That's what she said. Where is the ink? Here is the ink. We are still using the Speedball Super Black. My only criticism of Speedball Super Black is it tends to cement the top onto the bottle. I guess they make it with the varnish that is glue-like. Let's get to work on the rock here. And I did not mean it to be the rock, but I guess if we ever use the hero character again, Wayne Johnson will have to play it.
There you go.
Oh, look at how horrible that brush is getting. It's looking. Let's see, if the ink will tame it. So, anyone like the little logo design I did here? See, hero on the circle. You even got the HE down there by his ball sack. Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah, that's a superhero design, ladies and gentlemen.
Superest of superheroes.
All right, now we have smegma on the brush. Do I trust? Look at how horrible that brush is looking. Do I trust that brush? Let's see how it works on Hero's ear. And it's already out of ink. My goodness. Oh, I do, but just it takes a while to get a brush started. Usually you don't jump right into the character like this. When I do this on an assembly line process, the brush will already have done the borders, it will have done like a bunch of other stuff before I would ever have it conditioned enough to get in there and do the characters. Going straight from a dry brush to wanting to do detail work like this on a character's face is something you nearly never do. Now, I want Hero to have blonde eyes, so I've done just these little orphan Annie circles in the pupils. The chief colorist can get in there with a little blue pencil and just no, that's going to happen. I had to go to like bodybuilder magazines to get all these muscles. Let's see where we can go. Let's see if we can go into the sketchbook here. Yeah, seldom do I get a chance to actually like draw a muscular human body. That's just not the sort of comic strip I do. So there's the original idea. So whenever this is more or less exactly what I drew in the first panel here. Now you draw the character bent over, grabbing the cat boss by the shirt, and then you have to look back at my original muscle study to figure out what muscle went where. And I decided to square the muscles off because I've seen that done before from other cartoonists rather than the curved stuff. I might not go with that squared off muscle because I always thought, even when I see cartoonists do it in comic books, it looks kind of fake. Maybe I will go back to my original idea of having rounded off muscles.
Okay.
I'll have to think that up. So anyway, we decided that the brush probably is not going to do characters right now. It's not conditioned yet. So I'll get to inking later on. Let's talk about writing now. Since Halloween is coming up, I had written the Halloween joke this year, which is pretty basic, come to think of it. But I definitely want Felicia dressed as a witch, a lesbian witch, because that seems to be something that's really big this year. So the Halloween joke is, look at all the leftover candy. Yeah, we didn't get any trick-or-treaters. That's too bad. Okay, Fido, you can have it. And Fido's in the hallway with all the cats from downstairs eating the candy. Good work, everyone. The cats have kept them out. That will be the Halloween joke this year. And I guess we are done with today's episode of Fido Live. Everyone gets to see how a cartoonist what's that?
How long has it been?
Oh, we're an hour, 17 minutes.
Oh,
We generally go about an hour 20.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but it just didn't seem like it was that long.
I was going to do some inking, but the brush is really not conditioned for it yet. Really, can anyone see all those hairs sticking out? That brush is just bad hair day.
That brush needs to be brushed.
That's a bad squirrel hair day. Everyone should remember that these brushes are so expensive because they're made with the finest Himalayan tree squirrel pubic hair. And we have to send the Sherpas up the mountain to get the hair. And it's a tough job. And the Sherpas Union has been terrible lately. And that
the prices just keep going up.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. So until we can get some Sherpas to get up there and denude some new squirrels, we got to work with our old brushes. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for joining us, Fido Live. Everyone remember to put... Oh, it's not on. Everyone at home, remember to put the cap back onto their ink bottle. Everyone drawing the comic strip at home?
Yes, please do.
Because you don't want to know what happens when that doesn't happen. This ink I have to shake. Usually the old inks, like the Noodlers, always look for Cthulhu for your sign of quality ink. I never shook the Noodlers. I didn't think it was necessary, but in reading the instructions, because they have different ingredients here, you've got to shake this. And if I notice how I just picked this thing up and noticed the cap wasn't on tight. If you shake this without the cap on tight, you got black hands. It's just...
That's just what's going to happen.
It's just what's going to happen. So, I forgot. We've got to come up with a title for this.
Oh.
Adventures in Inking?
Sure. Although you didn't spend
Into any inking. The problems with squirrel pubic hairs.
No.
Let's see. We talked about J-Lo and Ben Affleck and perhaps how P-Ditty.
Please forgive me, Matt and Ben.
Yeah. Forgive me, Ben.
Yeah, there you go.
Ben, I'm sure none of that is true. And the reason why you broke up with her was the reason why we don't watch any of her films.
Because of P-Ditty sex tape.
No.
No.
Forgive us, Ben.
I actually liked a couple of her movies. I'm not gonna lie. But they
Yeah,
were
there we
good
go.
books.
There we go. Let's get that in there. Forgive Us, Ben. That's the title of Fido Live 116, because we have to kiss Ben Affleck's ass because we want him to do the voice of Bogash and Fido the comic strip. Ben, it's the role you were born to play. I mean, look at this tall, handsome hunk of man. It looks just like you, Ben. No, what can I say?
You gotta do it.
Forgive us, Ben. We meant nothing wrong when we said that thing about P-Ditty and J-Lo. See everyone next week.
Bye.